welcome to #Finance Friday. And in November, we have been talking all about future-proofing your business. We had an epic conversation with the MD of TEMAMII. His name is Mark Taylor, but this session was so long that simply couldn't put you through such a long session. So we decided that we would be breaking it up into a few videos coming up and coming your way in the next little while. So really hope that you enjoy it. We're talking all about 4IR. He's super passionate about what he does, so I can guarantee you that you're going to enjoy it and be encouraged and inspired by what he shares, from business coaching to sales and marketing to talking 4IR. Hello everyone, welcome back to another #Finance Friday, where we are talking about future-proofing your business this month. And one of the important topics that we need to make sure that we are addressing as part of future-proofing your business is this whole concept of the fourth industrial revolution. And I am very pleased to have invited Mark Taylor. He's the MD of TEMAMII, and they have all sorts of interesting things up their sleeve, from 4IR to training to sales and marketing. But I'm not going to steal your thunder, Mark. Go ahead, introduce yourself the way that you like to be introduced.
So my name is Mark Taylor, and I'm the MD and founder of a little organization called TEMAMII. It's actually an acronym for technology, energy, mining, agriculture, manufacturing, infrastructure, and industry. And it's a matrix that we use to generate ideas and concepts, focusing on different industry verticals, locally and internationally. I've been very keen on the fourth industrial revolution since I first heard the term way back in 2016. It wasn't such a long time ago. And a lot of expos that I was going to, I'm one of those networking deviants. I go to everything that looks like a network function. I go to it. I like meeting new people. And we started picking up that fourth industrial revolution. This was a new buzzword. I think we were a little bit behind the rest of the world, or the Europe and America and that. And people were also talking about Industry 4.0, digital industry, and so on. So there was all these buzzwords. I was like, okay, cool. I need to find out more about this. And the industry that I was in was about to be severely disrupted about the new way that things were going to be done. So I was in control and instrumentation world, trying to sell software. I was one of those software salespeople. And then there's just a lot of industry disruption happening. You can imagine in the mining sector and agri sector, people were being retrenched, whole divisions closing down. And I had to explain to my bosses, like, why are sales down? And I was like, I don't know. The people I'm talking to seem to get retrenched. So I thought I was the problem, because every time I go visit someone, they're a potential client. I come back and I say, yeah, these guys, they're going to buy. They're going to buy. And then a month later, I phone because they went quiet. And I follow up, good salespeople that do follow-ups.
Well done.
And then the whole division's being retrenched. And I'm like, okay. The first time I thought it was their fault. The second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time, I was like, okay, it's my fault. So I stopped phoning people.
You're the common
factor. I became a recluse. So I stayed at home. No, I said to myself, okay, there's something wrong here. Something's happening. And is the fourth industrial revolution, the 4IR, is that the reason why things are changing? Mm-hmm. And I started digging around a bit, and then people were talking about the convergence, operations technologies converging with IT. And when I told my people, that my tribe, the IT guys, they're coming, they were like, there's no way that IT will ever tell us what to do. And then things changed totally. So IT is now in charge of all engineering, which is very scary.
Sure.
That's not true,
because they don't actually know what's
happening. It's happening. So anyway, I started attending IT conferences to understand the IT tribe and the language that they speak. Mm-hmm. And I realized, hold on, there's a gap here. These people don't talk to each other. So I became sort of like an ambassador between the two, and started connecting dots up. And then I started to develop I'm a big picture thinker. And I started seeing, hold on, there's a whole lot of stuff happening here, and nobody's really got a handle on what this 4IR means from a business person's point of view. Mm-hmm. Whether you're in a small little business or a big, large corporate dinosaur business, the impact that the fourth industrial revolution has brought upon us all is tremendous and far-reaching. And it's not so much about the technology. I always tell people the technology is garbage. It's meaningless. Tech breaks. Stuff never works when you want it to work. Apps get hacked or apps don't work or the marketing and the reality never intersect with each other. So the IBM sales guy sells this amazing thing, and then the client like really doesn't understand what they're talking about, but they'll buy it anyway, and off they go.
Of course, it's
So
IBM. Why would you not buy from IBM? Right?
yeah. You never get fired for purchasing IBM.
Of course.
So I met to the IBM guys, great bunch of people. They speak their own language. They actually get trained to speak their own special language. Likewise, the Microsoft guys. So IT people have their own special language, and then you've got your engineering guys who've got their own world, and these people just don't sort of mix. And now you've got this 4 hour that's just totally disrupting everything.
Sure.
And as I said, it's not about the technology. It's actually about the mind shift change, the new concepts, the new way of doing things. I love what ifs, and the people that are asking the what ifs are the ones that are disrupting the way we do business. I mean, what if we didn't actually ever have to deal with a bank anymore? Because I absolutely detest banks. Standing in a queue and waiting and sitting around pre-COVID days, and then you get to the lady and she tells you, I know, you're going to have to go and do this stuff at the portal. They put a little laptop there. So you sit there and then you go do all this stuff anyway online. So why did I need to speak to you, madam? And it's just crazy engagements like that. I saw that the banking sector is about to get totally disrupted. And your post office queue, for instance, it doesn't make sense to go to buildings anymore. And, why must I do shopping? Like all the stuff that sucks. Why must I do this stuff anymore? So I've become very disruptive in the way I do things and think about things. And that's what the 4R gives us. It gives us the opportunity to totally re-envision the way things have always been done, and to totally disrupt and think up new ways of doing old stuff, which really sucks sometimes, especially if it's paperwork or admin. So that's my sort of background. So I got into this. I said, okay, I'm going to start a business. Took a big leap of faith. Resigned, and I'm a risk taker, so it wasn't too big. So anyway, I jumped ship, started my own organization, non-profit organization. It was focused as a people-centric approach to 4IR. In the way that all the previous revolutions, industrial revolutions, it was more about the technology being developed, that people had to fit the technology. This revolution has the chance for people to actually have something that works for them, and not the other way around. So you're not being forced into a factory to do stuff the way the factory was designed. The factory is designed around you as the person, as the human. So a people-centric approach to 4IR, people-centric approach to technology, I think that's the game-changer approach. So basically, if we look at mobile phones and laptops and that, these things are terribly what I call clunky. That old way of doing things. If it's still got a keyboard, it's clunky. It can't do what I want it to do. So that it's also ripe for disruption. So we look at, I was looking at these things and like, how do we make this into a business, or how do we get other businesses that are busy with concepts and ideas, bring them all together and let's create something new, really cool stuff. So I like cool stuff. So so we started the nonprofit, and we've been very successful around that, just gathering great people under one umbrella. We've got some great projects that we're busy developing, a great project pipeline. It's just great. We got hit by COVID, and I was like, all right, let's get into the PPE. A friend asked me to sell masks to China, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to sell masks to China. And that was before COVID hit us. We thought we'd become multi-billionaires overnight. It didn't happen. It's the reality of small businesses. And then I went into, I had another vehicle, a PTY, the same name as TEMAMII, and we were a bit stuck by COVID that I had this non-profit, but I couldn't do any commercial work with it. So I used the PTY to develop our PPE solution, and we were multi-millionaires. We had buyers, suppliers. Anybody that went into masks and sanitizers knows what I'm talking about. We had buyers and suppliers, proof of life, proof of evidence, proof of funds, proof of bloody everything. And when you bring the people together, it's just at that last half hour that they just sort of didn't get together and disappeared on both sides. And then we just saw millions disappear in front of us. So yeah, I know what it feels like to be almost a multi-millionaire. And then we had big procurement orders. I think the biggest one, my dear friend Sean told me, was something like R1 billion worth of masks or something. By that stage, we were like, yeah, whatever. And then
we'll spend it when we get it.
No, we gave up on that whole thing. So, but anyway, so the PTY took on a life of its own, and it's now become a great vehicle to help small businesses sell their products. And we saw this gap that there aren't enough old school sales guys anymore. There's sales. I even asked you, Christine, how's your sales? And she's like, I hate sales. And I'm like, okay, cool. You're never going to make money because you need to sell in order to make money. I don't know if your audience knows that, but guys, it's a secret. In order to make money, you need to sell. Okay, so just putting it out there. So
just in case no one knew.
Yeah, just in case somebody cold calling, you have to do it. You have to learn, embrace the suck, as they say in the US military movies. So embrace the suck, make those cold calls, make the sales. It's a lot of fun. You enjoy it. So anyway, so we're like, okay, let's focus on sales and marketing and business development. That's also a big one. Being strategic and how do you grow your business? A lot of people don't know how to grow their business. There's an old saying, in the roots of success lie the seeds of failure. In the roots of success lie the seeds of failure. If you are successful, you will fail. You're not going to be successful forever and ever. You are going to fail at some stage. Ask Blockbuster. They'll tell you. Right. So anyway, so we realized, okay, you're gonna be successful in your first few sales. You're gonna be super motivated, and your business is going to grow amazingly. And growth is the death. It's a number one killer of businesses. Don't quote me on that, but it kills most businesses. Is when you can't, you don't know how to grow. You don't know how to do you've got a whole whack lot of clients, and because you don't like engaging with clients, you prefer designing and developing your cool product. You don't know how to keep your clients happy. You don't have someone like Christine to help you run your business from the financial perspective. You don't have someone like me that thinks up weird ideas and that. You have someone like me who's unfocused and all over the place, and you're meeting lots of nice people, but you're not generating any revenue. So it's those kind of problems that a small business owner has. You either get killed by your growth, or you don't have any growth at all, because you don't have a strategic vision. You don't know how to develop your business. You reckon, okay, cool, I'm going to go out of the country. I'm going to sell overseas. I'm going to do export. And you hit that first major stumbling block called customs and SARS and the other people's SARS and their customs. And because you didn't know anything about something called an Incoterm, you don't know how important Incoterms are for your business when you're doing exports, ship sinks with all your product on board, and then who's responsible for that? Who's paying for it? The truck falls over and catches fire from your factory. Who pays for that? So there's a whole lot of things around business that's very, very, it's a swamp sometimes. It can be very dangerous for you and your business. So we realize you need to have a proper business development strategic plan, sales and marketing, and how do we overlay that with good old 4R? How do we automate some of these processes for you as a small business person? How do we help you automate your systems? What apps can you use to get out to your market quickly? What apps can you use for your client relationship management systems? And we've made all these mistakes and we keep making them, but from that we realize, okay, this is an issue. How do we transform our own business, and how do we pass on our learning to other businesses? And that's the key, the core of our business is looking at that. Also, we want to affect people. They say that if you want to make $1 billion, make something that you can sell to 1 billion people. So if you want to make $1 million, sell something that 1 million people want or need. So that's what we're looking at. And we've realized also we need to be good. We need to do good and we need to be good. Be kind to your neighbor. Your neighbor is your client. So the golden rule, it's just something, it's a concept that I'm just developed recently, is it's people have asked me, like, we say our business is built on social values. It's a key term I picked up from a bunch of banking guys. I don't know if they have any hearts in that, if they know what a social value is, but anyway, that's the banking guys. So I was like, okay, cool, what does it actually mean? And Christine actually asked me, like, what do you mean by that? And I'm like, I don't know, we're just using it as a term until we figure it out. And I've realized we're going to use it as the golden law. Jesus was a great industrialist. He was a business person. He was also an SME. Yeah, Jesus actually had his own little small business. So he knows the pain we go through trying to convince people to buy stuff. So he said, love your neighbor as you love yourself. And that's very true. In business, if we loved our neighbor as we love ourselves, we wouldn't rip them off. We wouldn't give them crappy service. We'd give them the best service ever, and we'd look after them. We'd love our clients. So it wouldn't always be the client is king or the client is always right, and it wouldn't be that. We'd love our clients. And if our clients getting love from us, guess what? They're going to come back to us. They're going to buy more stuff from us, and we'll sell more stuff to them. We'll keep them happy. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Love your client as you love yourself. That's our social values. Do good is a social value. So if we do good in our business, it means we're going to be good at everything that we do. Our systems, our back end, our front end, our intermediate end. How do we resolve client issues? How do we do cold calling? Are we going to be robotic and like not really, no passion in what we're doing? And those are key things. We also base our business on ESG, so environmental, social, and corporate governance. So the products, our catalog of products that we've got, are they environmentally friendly? Are they just, what's happening on the environmental side of our products? Social, how many people can we impact with our product for the good? Can someone selling on my behalf, can they make decent money for themselves, or are we going to rip them off? Corporate governance, that's relating to bribery, anti-corruption, all that sort of stuff. What is our corporate governance, our governance structures? So we've actually onboarded, we're working with a ISO auditing company, great little company, and I want every company that's working with us to be also up to that ISO standard. 9001, I think, is the basic one. We want all our companies, all our product, everything must be ISO certified, so that people know they can trust what we're doing. So we look at that, we say ESG is great for investors, but for small companies to think like a corporate is also important. We need to understand our corporate clients. What do they look at when engaging with a small company like us? What do they look at when they're looking at a big project? And in what way can we help them? So that's us in a nutshell, the PTYs and nonprofits. The nonprofits got a great network that we've tapped into. We're working with the export councils. Export councils are great. Go Google them. The Department of Trade and Industry has got all of the export councils in different fields. We work with business chambers, great organizations to work with if you want an instant network. We work with industry organizations. It's important to be in the firing line, as it were, to be on that trend. What's happening from the industrial perspective? Working with individuals that are also passionate about what they're doing, highly skilled individuals, and people that's on the street. Perhaps you've got a product that the person on the street needs and wants. And that's for us is key. We do not judge anybody. That's one of the key things of our business is we do not judge you. Whether you're the person who cleans the toilet or whether you're the major big CEO with your own aeroplane, I don't care. You're all the same. Because I tell you one thing, it's what I always tell when I go into the bathrooms at the airports and that, there's always someone cleaning up and having to look at us while we do our business. I always say to him, listen, boss, you are the most important person in this whole airport. And that, or in a corporate, I tell them, you are the most important person here. And you're even more important than the CEO. And they're like, no ways, I just clean toilets for a living. And I say, like, guy, listen here, if you don't come to work today, guess what? The CEO is going to want to know where you are. But how many of the people working here today know where the CEO is? And like they're all like, I don't know where the CEO is. Nobody knows where the CEO is. But trust me, the guy that has to dish out the toilet paper doesn't pitch for work. Everybody's going to be complaining. He can bring down the whole company. If he doesn't clean properly, people get sick. And the CEO can die because the toilet cleaner guy wasn't passionate about his job. You see, so that's the kind of mindset we have to have. No judging. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Social values is crucial, but have cool product as well. So that's what we work with. Is develop. We want people who've got cool product. We want to help them sell it, market it, get business strategies going there, get you to the export markets, expose you to the wider world. I've traveled quite a bit, and I've just seen the way people do stuff is different in each country, but there's also the same key underlying philosophies in each country that we can all utilize. So yeah, that's us.